new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Visible puts the ultimate wireless hack in the palm of your hand. With unlimited 5G wireless data and hotspot designed to keep you connected, powered by Verizon's 5G network. And no contract holding you back. Plans start at $25 a month, or get the premium Visible Plus Pro plan and save $10 on your first month when you use promo code HACK. Make the switch at visible.com. Terms apply. See visible.com for details.
The Daily Braw. This is anything but footy at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games.
It's opening ceremony day, and a brand new look games means a brand new look opening ceremony. In Glasgow, I'm Michael.
And I'm John at the airport. See you soon, laddie. Now, coming up, we've got all the details. I can't do that when I get there. Coming up, we've got all the details on the home nation's flag bearers and baton bearers. And we've got our news from the games as well.
And don't forget, you can hear us live every day on Talk Sports, live from Glasgow via the website, DAB Digital Radio, AM and your smart speaker. And you can also listen to us via the Talk Sport app.
This is Anything But Footy with the Daily Braw from the biggest sporting event in the UK this year. I think I said this summer yesterday, but it's this year, 2026. Yeah. So it's opening ceremony day. This is like Christmas Day for you, Michael.
Yeah, the only issue I have, my favourite moment of an opening ceremony is the buzz of the helicopters overhead. Well, you're not going to get that because it's a different reimagined opening ceremony. It's taking place in the Hydro. I caught a little bit of the rehearsals, and I've spoken to some of the people here in Glasgow that actually got to sit in at the rehearsals and see pretty much the whole show, apart from the celebs. So people like Katie Tunstall that are taking part. Apparently people came on holding the name, pretending to be Katie Tunstall, but Katie Tunstall herself wasn't there. I think it's probably just worth reiterating because it really is a topic of conversation around here about the timescales of getting these games on. So we know that Victoria pulled out late. We knew there was a bounty that was available through Commonwealth Sport to host these games, but that was going to be nowhere near the budget of what Birmingham had, 750 million quid. It was going to be 150 million quid. But Glasgow took it on. Ian Reid, who was the financial director of Glasgow in 2014, was the chief exec in Birmingham in 2022 and is the chair of Commonwealth Games Scotland. He kind of put that original plan together and said, we can do something for the money that's on the table that won't cost the taxpayers anything, but we think we can put a games on. And you think then in that short space of time, me now being here, seeing the branding, seeing the setup, seeing the security, seeing the venues come to life, and they're still doing things inside and outside some of the venues here, as they always are. But yeah, in such a short space of time with such a limited budget, I think people will be surprised about how good Glasgow 2026 is going to look.
Well, the CEO of Commonwealth Sport, who are the organisers, they are the people who own the rights to the Commonwealth Games, Katie Sadlier, told us that this is a new era. Michael, we have to be fit for purpose, she said, and we're not. And also what she said is we're not a mini Olympics. We're not trying to be the Olympics. We don't want to be the Olympics. We want to be different, but it has to be achievable. And I think Glasgow is, as you say, 10 sports, 6 para, biggest para sporting event, a combined event that we're going to see. We know that India in 4 years' time will go up to kind of 17 sports, we understand, as well from Commonwealth sports. So it will kind of grow, but it's not going to be the 20 plus that, as you mentioned, with Birmingham. Scotland are hosting the Commonwealth Games for the 4th time, and this is the 2nd time that Glasgow are staging it 12 years on, of course, from those great games in 2014. So you're right, no helicopters because the hydro is inside, the opening ceremony is inside. But what are we going to see, Michael? Because there's this flag bearers and baton bearers. Again, it's a different thing. They're trying to be different from the Olympics.
Yeah, so every team has got their own designed baton. So I've only seen the English baton at the moment,
And this is
which was
this is the thing that's gone around the whole of the Commonwealth. So it's not the Olympic flame. It was a baton with a king's message. And back in the day, it was one baton, wasn't it, that they passed around. But as you say, every country has had her own designed baton.
yeah. So that's really exciting. I think Team England I've seen their baton today. So their flag will be carried in, and then their baton will be carried in separately as well. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. It's a different development. Team England have announced who that baton bearer is and who that flag bearer is, as have Scotland, as have Wales. And I know you got the details. But Northern Ireland, we're yet to find out. They're going to leave it very late on in the day.
They are indeed. Well, look, let's talk Team Scotland because they're the hosts. Who
Yeah.
are the people who are going to be walking in, as you say, one flag bearer, one baton bearer, and these are two big names in Scottish sport. Maybe not for people who look at athletics or swimming or the like, but Alex Marshall, MBE, the most successful ever Team Scotland athlete, 6 Commonwealth Games, 5 gold medals. And then Sarah Adlington, who's a history maker because she's the first ever judoka athlete to have won 2 Commonwealth Games gold medals. So those two will be coming in and holding the flags and bringing the baton as the hosts. And that is, I mean, you've spoken to them, haven't you? It must be such an honour. And a bit odd for Sarah and Alex as well, because they were both there at 2014. I bet they never thought they'd be doing this again.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic choices. If you get to watch some of the TV highlights after you've listened to the radio commentary of it, of course, the outfits are absolutely astounding. Kilts, of course, as well. And yeah, for Alex Tatty Marshall, known for his celebrations, certainly the one on the Gold Coast. I think it was the Up You celebration, wasn't it? And then there was the other celebration he also did, which I think the fingers to say how many medals he'd maybe won. Should we put it like that? The two.
I understand what you're saying.
You understand.
V for victory.
Yeah, and then Sarah as well, who I think a lot of people thought might have sort of stopped competing by now, but has carried on. And here, very proud moment for them. I think you use the word honour. Which is ironic a little bit because as far as Team England are concerned, it's another bowler in Sean Honour and the swimmer Luke Greenbank. So they've been selected, as we were hearing on a previous episode of Great British Bosses with Johnny Ryle, by an athlete vote. So basically each of the sports put forward a representative and then the athletes voted. So yeah, for Team England, Sean Honour and Luke Greenbank. And Luke actually, we'll get on to surprises more in a moment, but Luke was surprised with it pretty much at breakfast time just before he found out. So yeah, fantastic for him. He competed for Team GB. You'll remember in Paris, he was the one that got DQ'd for swimming underwater for too long.
Yes,
which I never really knew was a thing.
Because he's the backstroke, and I'd forgotten he won a silver. Of course, I think he became the first 200-meter backstroke medalist for Team GB in Tokyo. So he's in his 3rd Commonwealth Games, as you say, and literally lives across the border, or he's from just across the border. Yeah, literally. He can see Scotland and wave at it. So again, as you say, a huge honour for him. And it's interesting. You mentioned Sean Honour. Alex Marshall, both bowlers, because Wales have picked a bowler as well. And I think that lawn bowls, as was, now indoor bowls, as we know, para bowls, actually, this is kind of what you want from the Commonwealth Games. As I've said to you, they don't want to be the Olympics. So actually picking people who've been there for a long time, they've all been to a number of games in a different sport, you can see why for the opening ceremony, they're going to highlight those people.
Yeah, Daniel Salmon is here, competed in Gold Coast 2018 and 2022 Birmingham. I spoke to him. He's very emotional about representing Wales and carrying that baton in. And he talked about the pride that he had for his sport. And he said to me, look, I'll meet the stereotypes head on. You think that bowls is this sport for old people. He said, but, I'm going to be in the pairs It's going to be a quick game. It's going to be done and dusted in under an hour. It's going to be exciting. And he said it meant a huge amount for him and his sport that he gets that honour to carry the baton in. But the big surprise came with the announcement of the flag bearer. So on the day of the opening ceremony today, this is Rosie Eccles, and she might not like me saying this, and I'm a little bit concerned because she is a boxer, but today she is 30. And she's already announced and told us that this is going to be her final event. So Gethin Jones, who you might know from the television, kids TV presenter, morning live TV presenter, one show presenter, all of that. He is chef de mission for Wales because he has qualifications in sports administration. He's been part of the Welsh delegation before. So he is the man that they've appointed as their chef de mission. So he managed to get Rosie Eccles to the Hydro on the premise of wanting to give her a birthday cake. So we got a caterpillar cake, and she was coming back. She'd been for a stroll down the side of the River Clyde, been for a bit of a warm up and everything. She was coming back and she had this message: "Oh, Gethin would like to see you. He's not going to get the chance to see you tomorrow, which is opening ceremony day, but he wants to wish you happy birthday and give you this cake." So this obviously all happened yesterday, and then he produced the cake, and she's, "Oh, that's really nice." And then he produced out of his back pocket the flag, and she was absolutely lost for words. One of the nicest athletes you could meet. I first met her. She remembers this better than I do on Gold Coast, chatting there, and we've obviously kept in contact ever since through a couple of Olympic campaigns. And as she says, I've seen her in the highs, I've seen her in the lows. And yesterday, when she got told by Gethin that she was going to be the flag bearer for Team Wales, that was a real high. And she said, all part of the journey. Didn't go right in Paris, but no regrets. This is going to be her last major event. She's going to pack up after this, and what a way to do it. Hopefully with a gold medal, retaining the gold medal.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully, and she will later on tonight in the Hydro get to lead the team out. She did it, I think, at the closing in Birmingham. So, she's basically Commonwealth Games. She's ticking all the boxes there, but really well deserving. You couldn't want for a better person to have it.
And Team Wales being quite interesting in the way that they're revealing these things. Olivia Breen, the team captain, was surprised by Gethin as well at some event a couple of weeks ago. And when I was speaking to her at the Diamond League the other day, she was saying, what a surprise it was. So maybe next time you get a message from Gethin and you're part of Team Wales, you kind of know that something is going to potentially happen in a positive way. But great to see, as you say, all the stuff on social media and seeing it happen. And Rosie Eccles, 2018 silver medalist, 2022 gold medalist, carrying the flag for Team Wales. So opening ceremony later. We will see how it goes at the Hydro. We'll have a quick review of that, of course, on the Daily Braw tomorrow as the sport gets underway. A couple of other headlines, Michael, that I've seen today. In The Guardian, the Glasgow Games, unicorn mascot mentioned, ready to emerge from the shadow of 2014. I think you managed to achieve your goal yesterday.
Your goal.
My goal, and meet the mascot.
Yes. Not a talking one, but I don't know what it was made, some kind of ceramic version. But there is another mascot that's walking around.
Can I just say the mascots don't talk anyway?
Well, some of them do. That's why we have been offered interviews with them in the past. So remember that. London 2017, we got offered an interview with the mascot of the World Athletics. There is another mascot walking around. So there's this little complex around the SEC, and where the Hydro is and the Armadillo. There is another mascot that's walking around. No one quite knows what it is. Something to do with Canada. It's got a really long neck. I'm not the tallest, but it's about 3 times my height, and it walks past, and literally everyone goes, "What is that?" That one is walking around.
It's not Gunnosaurus from Arsenal.
No, there's a touch of the Gunnosauruses about it.
Okay.
Mongoose has been speculated, but we're not wishing to upset any of our Canadian audience. I'm not going to go any further down that speculation. But yes, there is some kind of Canadian mascot walking around. But yeah, I went for a fixed statue mascot, which is about as far as I'm willing to go.
And other news from the games, John Swinney, the First Minister of Scotland, has urged Scotland to compete with pride and passion at the Glasgow Games, which I think we all think will definitely happen.
Yeah, just one thing. I think with the smaller footprint of the games as well, the one thing that I've taken away from the first kind of 48 hours being here is if you are coming to Glasgow, you're going to see athletes and team delegations because they're everywhere. They're walking around, they're going for their strolls up the towpath by the Clyde. They're hanging around outside the hotels on the tables and the chairs. So, come here. If your selfie game is good, you will do well in Glasgow, because I've seen loads of people already from different teams, and it's just a really nice, welcoming kind of atmosphere at the minute. It doesn't feel so much like a them and us, which I think you get at the Olympics, where the athletes are kind of kept a little bit at arm's length from everybody. They're in the village, they get bussed into the venue, they get bussed back. And it's only really after their competition that some of them kind of break out of that environment, because the athletes are in hotels, they're walking through the city, they're walking to venues. It's just really lovely to see.
That's a really good point and a great way to finish this episode. We started by talking about a new era, being different, something achievable. Actually giving access to athletes is something that the Olympics can never do, and they're rowing with their own athletes about their own image rights and who owns it and the videos and all that. And maybe the Commonwealth Games, this is another great way of showing how different they are moving forward. So Katie Tunstall, Tom Walker, Callum Beattie, the like, all at the opening ceremony later. We've got bowls as well, men's singles, women's pairs, all happening today. So the action starting this morning at the SEC Centre, and then the sport on day one will start tomorrow.
Yep. So from Glasgow, thank you for listening. We're going to be here for a quick pop every morning on the Daily Braw. And remember, you can catch up with everything through the day and then every evening as well on Talk Sport. You can always find out the latest on our socials. We'll be keeping them up to date. Anything But Footy, give us a search there on your favourite platform. And remember to check out our website, anythingbutfooty.com.
This is Anything But Footy at the Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games.